Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2024 VES Academic Awards ceremony. Welcome faculty, staff, students, soon-to-be alumni, family, friends, and guests. Today we celebrate our students and their academic achievements throughout this school year. To kick us off, please welcome Mrs. Amanda Rem, who was the 2023 recipient of the Fulton Master Teacher Award. A couple of weeks ago, my daughter had talked me into going to Barnes & Noble, and in my heart, I want to hate Barnes & Noble, but the moment I walk in there, it is so magical. I know it's a big corporate deal, but it's so magical for me to walk into Barnes & Noble, and I just immediately am drawn to different books. So the first book I was drawn to was this book called A History of Women in 101 Objects. And it's a great book, but the very first paragraph in the very first chapter really grabbed me. And so that's going to be my opening, but I didn't want to not give credit to it. But several decades have now passed since American anthropologist Margaret Mead gave a university lecture during which she was asked to name the object, in her opinion, could be regarded as the first sign of human civilization. The student asking this question probably expected her to start talking about a clay pot or an arrowhead or maybe even some form of technological achievement. But after a brief pause for thought, Mead answered cryptically, a healed human femur. In the natural world, she argued, if an animal breaks a bone, its chances of survival are pretty much zero. It takes several weeks for a fractured bone to knit itself together. And during this time, the animal wouldn't be able to either to get a water source or to hunt. It would die of starvation or thirst or fall prey to another animal. Bone finds indicating that a human managed to survive a broken femur many millennia, I believe it was 30,000 BC, imply that someone must have been there to look after them, someone who brought them food and drink, who stayed with them and gave them the chance to heal in peace. The first sign of civilization then isn't a weapon or some other kind of invention. It's proof of our ability to look after not just ourselves, but our others too. We are at our best when we serve others, said Mead, concluding with the appeal, be civilized. This really struck me. I love this thought, that being a community and taking care of each other is our human being superpower, that we are literally better together. And community is a cornerstone of who we are at VES. 9 times out of 10, when you ask someone what makes VES special for them, they will tell you that is the people. In my own experience, this has been the case. When my family visited VES in the spring of 2017 and we were deciding whether to move here or back home with my husband's family in Houston, we just fell in love with the beautiful campus and the incredible dining hall food. You guys will appreciate that once you have to cook for yourself. But most of all, it was the people. The students were polite and enthusiastic and seemed both excited to be at VES and about their classes. It was pretty quickly apparent to us as well that the faculty here were highly skilled, dedicated to their craft, and loved their jobs. And we felt that this was a group of people with whom we could do life. And we've been proven right again and again. Our classes are joyous places for us to go. Mr. Rim and I both love teaching. We love working with the students here. We are privileged to do life with so many of the faculty families. Our kids ride the buses together in the morning. We pick each other's kids up in the afternoon. In fact, I was supposed to pick the kids up this afternoon and was so nervous about the speech, totally forgot. But that's what community is there for. They pick you up and somebody else did it. And we have just been so grateful for this community. And I think you guys have heard this before. I think somebody even maybe said it this year. But if you look around you, this particular group of people, this particular community will never come together again in the same way as it does this time. As we're drawing to the end of this year, I mentioned this not to make you sad, but really to encourage you to take advantage of enjoying this moment and live in this moment. One of my favorite artists, a Mexican pop artist, Julieta Venegas, writes a song called El Presente, which goes, El presente es lo único que tenemos, el presente es lo único que hay, which means the present is the only thing we have, and it's the only thing there is. And what a glorious present we are living in this moment. We are together as a community to honor those who have excelled in academic disciplines. And I encourage you to celebrate each young scholar's achievements, but I also invite you to take pride in the part you have played in their success. Behind every successful person, there's a community of people who lifted them up, be it their teachers, their parents, their siblings, the staff or classmates, or even the people that clean our dining halls and our gyms. This time of year is always so bittersweet because we say goodbye to community members who are leaving us. Seniors, while VES will always be home to you, it is time for you to go into the world and build your own communities. One piece of advice that my grandmother used to always give me, which of course I hated at the time, but she was right, was the importance of surrounding myself with people who would lift me up and not falling prey to people who would bring me down. So I challenge you all to go into the world and be the kind of friend that you would want to have. Be the kind of community member that you would want to have be a part of your own community. Human beings are proven to be lonelier now than they ever have been, but it doesn't have to be that way. Kurt Vonnegut said, what should young people do with their lives today? Many things, obviously, but the most daring thing is to create stable communities in which the terrible disease of loneliness can be cured. So seniors, that's my challenge to you, that you go out and you maintain your community here, but that you create new communities from others. And as we gather, you guys are going to be sick of the word community. I see it like 10 more times in my speech. But as we gather today, one last day as a full community, I hope each of you will take a moment to look around and think of the many ways that the people in this community have built you up and made you stronger through kindness, through challenge, a lesson taught unintentionally or intentionally, a moment shared. So live in the moment, enjoy the people you love, and celebrate your moment. As you seniors disperse into the world, don't forget your superpower is in with your connections with others. And may we all draw a lesson from the redwood trees, whose roots do not go deep into the earth, but rather spread wide and connect and intertwine with other roots in order to survive and hold one another up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rem. Next, we will acknowledge our AP Scholars with honors, and AP Scholars with distinction. First, AP Scholars. Granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more of their AP exams. Please stand when I call your name, and audience, hold your applause until we've acknowledged all of them. Christian Anderson, Grace Battle, Bo Browder, Luke Urick, L. Langley, Crawford Lesko, Denise Mack, Walter Marr, Selena Miao, Lucio Persad, Michaela Smith, Ethan Wong, Kevin Wu, and Justin Wu. Next, AP Scholars with honors, granted to students who receive an average score of 3.25 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. Please stand when I call your name, and audience, hold your applause until I've reached the end. Dora Howe, Augustus Knabel, Rachel Staggers, and Lucy Stark. And finally, AP Scholars with distinction, granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. Students, please stand, and audience, hold your applause until the end. Sherry Bai, Mary Claire Caprice, Laura Chen, Thomas Fenton, Harley Huang, Weston Richards, Amog Thalapragada, Emmy Walker, Sean Wong, and Sophie Zhang.
And I'm here to once again recognize our highest achieving academic scholars, the Cum Laude Society. So scholars, would please stand when I call your name, and audience, please hold your applause until the end. Sherry Bai, Mary Claire Caprice, Laura Chen, Thomas Fenton, Harley Huang, Augustus Knabel, Elle Langley, Walter Marr, Weston Richards, Rachel Staggers, Amog Thalapragada, Emmy Walker, Sean Wong, Sophie Zhang, and our juniors, Bo Browder, Francis Fenton, Karen Lee, Selena Miao, Gloria Park, and David Toll.
I am here to present the Computer Science Award for 2024 year. I've had a privilege working with many computer science students in the last few years, and typically around this time I struggle trying to figure out who is going to win this award because there's so many great candidates. This year is a little bit unique. I kind of knew it right away in April. This student, not only was he an advanced study student, he developed an app that several students before him tried to do, but he's actually the first one to complete it and actually publish it in the App Store. He also was recipient of the 2024 Swift Challenge Award, which is a distinguished award for a student who develops an app. So this year's recipient is Sean Wang.
On behalf of the Science Department, I'm pleased to present the 9th Grade Science Award to Keenan Walker. So when I met Keenan as a prospective student, she mentioned that she was reading this book, and her excitement got me excited, so I ordered it the very next day. How often does that happen? An 8th grader's enthusiasm encouraging their future science teacher to read a newly released biology book. I think you can tell by the page count that this isn't like lightweight reading. In class, when I ask if anybody knows anything about mitosis, Keenan raises her hand to tell us how natural killer cells are part of our immune system's defense against things like cancer. Ask about the cell membrane, and she'll tell you about the complement system and how it destroys cells. And as a member of our class recently said, when Keenan remembered a very small detail from first semester, look at Keenan, knowing all the things about biology. Congratulations, Keenan.
The Sophomore Science Award goes to a student that embodies everything a science teacher would hope to see in a student. The Sophomore Science Award goes to Rohan Prabhu. An energy that communicates, let's do this together, combined with an indefatigable approach to his study of science, produces an experience that is better and memorable for all of us. Class is winding down. We are all packing up to move on to the next thing, whatever it is. And out of the back of the classroom we hear, wait, what is Avogadro's number? Is it 6.02 times 10 to the 22, or is it 6.022 times 10 to the 22. And that is why Rohan is the recipient of the Sophomore Class Science Award.
Hello, I'm Chad Hanning, I'm chair of the Science Department. It is my great pleasure to present the 11th grade Science Award to Selena Miao. Selena's done outstanding work in both AP Biology and AP Chemistry this year. She's equally adept at solving mathematical problems as she is describing cellular mechanics and things. And she's also been tremendously interested in science beyond the classroom and various competitions and other activities. So congratulations.
And the final award from the Science Department is the William H.M. de Rosette Award, which is presented to that student who demonstrates the qualities of imagination, inquisitiveness, and creativity in the discipline of science. This award is given in honor of Billy de Rosette, a VES student who looked beyond the extraordinary and the expected and who sought his own answers. The recipient is encouraged to continue to ask the unusual questions and to pursue creative and inquisitive approaches in the sciences. The De Rosette Award goes to Crawford Lesko. So if you know Crawford, you know how he feels about plants. And he's probably even convinced you to reassess your own personal feelings about plants as well. As a fellow plant lover, when Crawford turns in a test and I turn to the last page and I see a drawing of a plant along with its scientific name, it brings me great joy. And as a teacher, it not only impresses me, but it inspires me. Crawford has a completely organic love of science, driven by curiosity and a desire to learn more so that he can contribute to the understanding and preservation of all living things. Crawford is fascinated by the natural world, and his energy and passion are an inspiration. Congratulations, Crawford.
Hello, I'm Adam White, and I have the privilege of being the Religion Department Chair, and so it's my great pleasure to present the New Testament World Award and the World Religions Award. So the radio personality Paul Harvey was often apt to say, "And now for the rest of the story." And this kind of reminds me of the recipient of this year's New Testament Award, is a student who, once they would begin to hear something about part of the biblical story, they would always fill in the rest. So they were the one who was always ready there with the rest of the story, right? So the story dwelled in heart and in mind for this person, and so it's my great pleasure to recognize Aidan Carvajal. As a teacher, I always kind of pride myself on being able to ask good questions, or at least what I think are good questions, and that hopefully elicits good things from my students. But every now and then, you meet a student who asks better questions than I do. So this student is always one who never accepts things at face value, always wants to see things from a variety of perspectives or new perspectives. This is a student who imagines new possibilities. In fact, the other day I was walking through the dining hall trying to mind my own business, and he stops me and he says, Chaplain White, remember the Heaven's Gate group from the 90s? I don't think they meet the characteristic definitions of a cult. Maybe they were just kind of a weird science fiction church. And so we sat down at the table and began to talk about whether or not Heaven's Gate would actually count as a cult or not, based upon the sociological and psychosocial definitions. So, and that's just the beginning, I think. It is my great pleasure to present this year's World Religions Award to Michael Hill.
So my name is Martha Terrell Burris, and I teach history. And the recipient of the Global Cultures Award tells me that she really loves science more than history. But that being said, she's an excellent historian, and she has the ability to evaluate evidence and prove a thesis, and she writes beautifully and with great care. Her final essay this year could have been written by a senior. It was excellent. She is an outstanding scholar, and she's an outstanding person. And I'd like to announce that the award goes to Sadie Schmidt.
Hello, my name is Dr. Megan Nealis. I'm an AP World History teacher and AP Comparative Government and Politics teacher. I am here today to present the 10th Grade History Award, which is given by the History Department to the student who demonstrates the most exemplary performance in the content, historical, thinking skills, and written work at the highest level. It is my pleasure to give this award to Hee-Soon Park of Seoul, South Korea. This is for your superior scholarship in AP Modern World History, and as you continue your academic journey here at VES and beyond, may you continue to embrace knowledge as a superpower, listen to the voices of others to deepen your understanding of the human experience, and use your written and verbal communication skills to be an agent of positive change here at VES and the world. Congratulations, Hee-Soon.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Reidenberg. I'm the chair of the History Department. I'm presenting our Junior History Award. Exploration is the basis of all history. Exploring new tools by early humans, exploring new lands by the Vikings, exploring new uses for the peanut, and exploring the impacts of human lives on the environment with Rachel Carson. Gloria Park has embraced this very heart of history and has explored so many topics that it would take me a great deal of time to list them. Gloria, please continue to be curious about the world you live in. It is how we notice what needs changing, but also what is special and worth preserving. She's taking an AP exam.
Takes a whole team to do the Math Department Awards. I'm Keith Cruz. Good afternoon. I'm the chair of the Math Department, and I'm going to start presenting our core level mathematics award. This award is presented to a student who distinguished themselves in a mathematics course within the core curriculum, including Algebra 1, Honors and Regular Geometry, and Honors and Regular Algebra 2. The recipient is a student who excelled not only in my course, Honors Algebra 2, but also in Honors Geometry, taught by Mrs. Carpenter. Mrs. Carpenter summed up what distinguished this student from their peers. She said, they just see math differently. Thorough preparation, impeccable algebraic skills, a laser-like focus, and impressive attention to detail are trademarks of this student who possesses an intuitive understanding of the hows and whys of both subjects. Mrs. Carpenter and I are proud to recognize Luke Hoddle. Congratulations, Luke, on your performance. Let's turn around and get a photo. You grab that. Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allison Moore, and I teach math. I mainly teach math analysis, honors regular, and so I am giving the intermediate level math award. This was such a hard decision. I was blessed with so many amazing students this year, and I'm going to miss them all. Look at me, I'm already tearing up. But anyway, I'm going to miss them all. But I think the person getting this award may be a little surprised to be getting it. I didn't go with the person that had the highest average, although this person did have a solid A all year. Basically, I have been super impressed with M. Hurick all year. She took Algebra 2 over the summer to get ahead. She didn't miss a beat. Always very curious, kind-hearted, respectful, willing to be involved, terrific work ethic. I could just go on and on. Just a strong desire to learn, and there's this girl has a great future. So lastly, if you know Em, you know her love for cats. And I kind of wish I hadn't wrapped it, but I was so excited to find a book about a mathematical cat. So, and when you're done with this, I want to borrow it and read it.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name's Aaron Stroud. I teach statistics, and it's often said that statistics can lie. There's even a well-known book entitled How to Lie with Statistics. This is not that book. This is the art. This is the art of statistics, and that's what I try to teach my students. And while it's certainly possible to go down that route, I try to teach my statistics students that properly using the tools in an unbiased way can actually instead reveal a hidden and meaningful truths. This year's Statistics Award winner has used her attention to detail and incredibly quick comprehension abilities to discover many truths with statistics instead of using them to deceive. But of course, I'm not sure Sherry could ever tell a lie. Congratulations, Sherry. Bye.
Hi, my name is Charles Watson. I'm here to present the School Calculus Prize. Karen Lee, where are you? Stand here. Here's a typical day in multivariable calculus, at least recently. I explain what we're doing and then go to the book and say, okay, let's do problem number 12 or whatever. And all of us. And I'm doing this too, solving the problem. And Karen's over there after a few minutes, puts her pencil down, and is sitting there waiting patiently. And if 2 or 3 minutes later, I'll say, Karen, did you get 1,050 over 3? And she'll say,
yes.
Yes. Okay. She's better than I am. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Chris Carpenter. This is my first year in the math department at VES, and I get the privilege of awarding the John W. Ganaway Mathematical Award for the school. When they asked me to come here, they asked me, could I teach a differential linear class? I said, yeah, sure. And they told me that the students there were really good. So what I thought was a bit of an overstatement was a massive understatement. And one of the students, Bo Browder, come on up here, bud. So I quickly learned that I was not the smartest guy in the room with this. And there are people that take math because they have to. There are people that take math and enjoy it. And there are people that really do enjoy it. And then there's Bo enjoying math. He enjoys math and sees math unlike anybody I've ever seen before. So he 100% deserves this, and congratulations, Bo.
I am thrilled to present this award to a very deserving member of our AP Spanish class. I have the privilege of teaching really great students, and sometimes it's hard to figure out who is the greatest of so many great students. But anybody who has class with this particular student will immediately recognize that this student is obviously the worthy recipient of this award. She speaks Spanish with a beautiful accent. She's quiet, but when she says something, it's usually spot on. When she gives presentations in front of the class, she often leaves people blinking, just trying to catch up to how well and how quickly she spoke. And when she writes papers, I rarely have to write very many corrections on them. And she's just a wonderful linguist, and I'm so thrilled to get the opportunity to teach her next year. And by the way, she's learning this as a third language at least. So this year's recipient is Karen Lee.
Bonjour. I'm Madame Foster. I'm a French teacher here in the World Language Department. We have a common theme in our speeches today, because my question is, do you have a superpower? Today, I have the honor of presenting the French Award to a student who has clearly shown us one of his many superpowers this year. A linguist is someone who studies every aspect of a language, including vocabulary, grammar, the sound of a language, and how words evolve over time. Bo Browder recently taught us what this looks like in his independent study presentation, and also demonstrated it through his studies in French this year. Bo earned a gold medal in the Grand Concours National French Contest this spring, scoring higher than 98% of more than 5,500 students nationally who participated in the contest. Avoir une autre langue, c'est posséder un deuxième âme. To have another language is to possess a second soul. This is by Charlemagne. And it's a motto from the Société Honoraire de Français. Bo certainly possesses more than one powerful soul and uses it for the benefit of those around him. Congratulations.
Hi, all. Back again. Oh, well, we're inside, right? So we're good. The lighting. All right, back again. Not about math. I get to present one of the prestigious book awards that is voted on by faculty. So this is, and I didn't even have to write my own remarks. They told me what to say. So it's actually really cool, though. Basically, it's the William and Mary Leadership Award. It's presented to the one student who best exemplifies the spirit of Virginia Episcopal School. Award recipients are selected because of their demonstration of the following: inspirational leadership, outstanding scholarship, and unwavering loyalty to the high school and community. When you hear this, who this is exactly who this person is. Graduates of the college include the author of the Declaration of Independence, 3 U.S. presidents, the man who shaped the federal judicial system, the youngest Super Bowl winning head coach in NFL history, one of America's foremost political satirists, and many more. William and Mary has set the tone for both leadership and higher education since its founding in 1693. In addition to receiving the certificate and commendation, William and Mary honors all award recipients, one from each high school, with a copy of this book, A Passion for Leadership. It's written by William and Mary alum and current chancellor Robert Gates, class of 1965. Authored by one of our country's most prominent leaders, this book will enable the award recipient to gain additional insight into how to serve as a change agent in their community, as well as reflect on their own leadership practices. We hope that this award will represent the recipient's dedication to the Virginia Episcopal school community. And if you haven't figured it out by now, then the reason I'm here, because she's my advisee, this recipient of this award is Frances Benton.
The Jefferson Book Award was established to recognize outstanding high school juniors who embrace creativity and innovation and embody the spirit of discovery, much like UVA's founder, Thomas Jefferson. This student is a demonstrated citizen and leader who works to improve their community locally or globally. The Jefferson Book Award goes to Sophie Chutlosh. Sophie has a very strong internal compass and always strives to do what is right. Sophie doesn't need to be told what to do or how to do it. She's an innovator who creates solutions. Whether it's a quick fix here at VES or doing her part to help create a more sustainable future for everyone, Sophie is always looking for a way to make a positive impact on our community and beyond. Congratulations, Sophie.
Hello, everyone. I am here today to present the Harvard Prize Book Award. That's their wording of it. They like to do things a little bit differently sometimes. The Harvard Prize Book Award is given to the outstanding student in the junior class who displays excellence in scholarship and high character combined with achievement in other fields. The winners of this award, through their intelligence and variety of achievement, exemplify Harvard's commitment to excellence. It is my joy to give this year's prize to my advisee, former student, and advanced studies mentee, Gloria Park. Gloria is a deeply intellectual student that is known throughout campus as a problem solver, a creative and professional producer of academic and artistic work, and as an authentic and comprehensive storyteller. What makes Gloria an exceptional student beyond her academic performance is the passion she brings to each topic she studies and the breadth of her curiosity and research across multiple areas, ranging from history to biology, environmental science, biomedicine, legal studies, human rights, anthropology, and computer science. Her research, essays, and projects across multiple academic disciplines have won regional, state, national, and international recognition. Some highlights from this spring include successfully completing and competing in the Advanced Studies Project, finishing third at the National Alternate and the Virginia History Day portion of the National History Day competition. She also received the competition's Betsy S. Barton Scholarship for her high-caliber essay, Rachel Carson's Silent Spring, Science, Advocacy, and the Transformation of Her Public Consciousness, and the Contribution to the Study of Humanities. Last week, Gloria traveled to Los Angeles as part of the VA delegation to compete in the International Scientific and Engineering Fair, the biggest pre-college STEM competition in the world. We are so proud of her and so excited to present her with this book award. Thank you.
Hello. I'm here to present the Stoughton Award. The Stoughton Award is the top award presented to a member of the junior class. It's voted on by the entire faculty, and it's my privilege to speak as the faculty representative. It's given to a student who best reflects the ideals of VES community. Factors to consider include citizenship, leadership, academic performance, community involvement, and concern for others. This year's Stoughton Award goes to Bo Browder. So Bo's academic performance and whatnot are pretty self-evident, as they've already been demonstrated today. So I'd like to mention a little bit his concern for others, this last part. If his house were burning down, the one toy he'd save was his first Rubik's Cube, which says a lot about him. This isn't not surprising. It wasn't a fancy speed cube. It was slow, clunky, and cumbersome, and he loved it anyway. Larissa, my wife, proofreading this, was like, does that really show concern for others? I mean, a Rubik's Cube's an inanimate object. And then I turned to Larissa and I said, you will never be a poet. All right. Anyway, so during a recent worldwide pandemic that caused every official to say unprecedented without seeming to know what unprecedented means, Bo helped set up Browder Academy, a classroom in his basement. Basements are fun and both literally and figuratively cool, and I imagine this is what Browder Academy was like. I suspect Browder Academy is what some of us here sometimes use when we take a harder math than we should be taking. In his advanced study, Bo invented a world where mushrooms travel by riding a giant worm, and then he invented a language for those mushrooms. When Bo gave a presentation on Expo Day, such was his concern for fairness to his audience, Bo taught the audience to say in this invented language, "Wow, that presentation was terrible." I'll try it here. Fair ro mi pat, puiki fese fruote. All right, a great shock to you might be that Bo only owns 2 math-themed t-shirts. One of them is a visual of phi, the golden ratio. To my astonishment, I correctly identified it, but confessed to Bo that I almost said pi instead of phi. His response was, "That's okay. Even if you said pi, I would have tried to find a way to make sure you were right." In most cases, that would be impossible, but with Bo, you never know. That is simply angelic, bending both law and logic out of simple kindness to regular mortals.
So it's my great pleasure to announce our top leadership appointments for next year. I'd ask that you hold your applause to the end. But next year's Student Council President is Frances Fenton from Lynchburg, Virginia. Next year's Honor Committee Chair is Nicholas Beverly from Lynchburg, Virginia. And next year's Head Counselor is Nan Barnhill from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Congratulations.